What's up, family? My name is Trill, and today we have some interesting news regarding this new piece of legislation in Washington where they are trying to send more money to Ukraine to help them through the invasion by Russia. The U.S. has already sent billions of dollars so far, but they are still trying to pass an additional $40 billion to them as well. But several lawmakers are questioning this particular act of kindness and believe that we should take care of our own people here in the United States instead of sending billions of dollars to Ukraine. They are actually calling for this money to be allocated in the form of another stimulus check for the American people. Would you guys agree with this notion? Let me know down below. But in addition, we have information of another $1,000 stimulus check for every American. And last but not least, guys, hey, there is a new bill that's headed for a vote in Congress. That bill would limit oil companies from increasing gas prices over a certain threshold. I'm going to tell you guys all about it today, but before we get started, as a quick reminder that on this channel, we cover everything from what's going on around the world with the stock market, with the war in Ukraine, as well as multiple daily news stories around the world. So if you are interested in any of these topics today and you want to be a part of this channel, be so kind and go ahead and subscribe to it. It's totally free. And if you end up liking today's video, then go ahead and hit that like button for us. It really helps out this channel. Now let's go ahead and start with the video. Alright guys, just a quick notice that I hope you guys went ahead and signed up for the Rakuten promotion where you could receive $40 for free. That promotion was supposed to end on the 16th. I don't know if it's still going on right now, but if so, guys, that link will be down below in the description. And still, they are probably still offering 15% cash back on your purchases in stores as well as online. So check that out when you get a chance, guys. It is a great promotion and you can receive this $40 for free. Well, guys, we saw last month where McDonald's ended up shutting down majority of their restaurants for the time being as this invasion on Ukraine was happening. Well, yesterday, McDonald's said that they are going to plan on selling its Russian business. That means no more McDonald's is going to be in Russia. Now, McDonald's said on Monday it plans to sell its business in Russia after more than 30 years of operation in this country because of the humanitarian crisis that was caused by the war in Ukraine. McDonald's said that it does plan to sell its business to a local buyer, so that could be some good news. That means McDonald's could still stay in Russia. The company will also seek to ensure that the employees of McDonald's Russia continue to be paid until the close of any transaction and that employees have future employment with any potential buyer. Also, the McDonald's chain will begin the process of de-arching its Russian restaurants, which means removing that McDonald's name and logo and branding and their menu. McDonald's will keep its trademarks in Russia for the time being. And this is some huge news, guys, because McDonald's is everywhere. I mean, everyone loves McDonald's, right? But one country is now being forced to get rid of McDonald's. And that is all because of the Russian president, Vladimir Putin, because he decided to strike this particular unprovoked war against Ukraine. In other news, guys, hey, the crazy housing market is finally slowing down, guys. I told a lot of my family and friends to not buy a house over the last 6 months or so because these prices are going to eventually come down. So just wait a little bit longer and you can save a lot of money on the purchase of your home. Although on the flip side, interest rates have been going up since then because of this inflation, and the Fed decided to raise the interest rates. But anyways, guys, the red hot housing market is starting to cool off this spring after nearly 2 years of soaring prices and shrinking inventory. And while home buyers and renters who've been struggling to find an affordable place to live will have more choices and fewer bidding wars to actually participate in. But the rising interest rates, as well as inflation and the stock market drop, are countervailing factors keeping the housing market unaffordable to many people out there. But the good news is that this is going to cause more inventory to be on the market for potential buyers. Although on the flip side, it's going to cost you a little bit of money and pay a little bit more in the interest because these interest rates are continuing to go up every single week. But in other news, guys, hey, we do have some information in regards to the gasoline prices. I don't know if you guys are aware, but the prices of gasoline has been going up over the past couple of weeks. A lot of you may not have noticed it because we have been paying soaring prices since this invasion on Ukraine actually started about 80 to 90 days ago. And here recently, guys, the prices of the barrel of oil are continuing to go up. But we found this article right here, guys, that tells us exactly why the gasoline prices are spiking once again. And it says that prices at the gas pumps are rising yet again as refiners turn to producing jet fuel and diesel instead of producing just the regular gasoline, as demand jumps ahead of the summer driving season. Now, prices across the country were already high before the most recent jumps. Russia's invasion of Ukraine hit oil markets and global gas prices hard, driving up the price at the pumps as governments turn away energy supplies from Moscow. But prices are now going even higher and average around $4.48 per gallon of gas on this past Monday. That's up about 40 cents from a month ago when prices stood at around $4.08. Much of the most recent jump has come just in the past few days as prices rose around 16 cents per gallon between May the 9th and May the 16th. But experts say that the latest jump is linked to a variety of factors, including fewer oil for refineries actually making crude oil into gasoline, and prices of both diesel and jet fuel, which also made a refineries, are spiking. And experts say that many refineries are turning towards making those more profitable products. With the market currently really tight both in diesel and jet fuel, we're actually seeing refineries choose to make less gasoline in favor of those more profitable molecules, said Matt Kimmel, which is the senior research analyst for refining and oil markets at Wood Mackenzie. So yes, guys, the oil refineries decided that they are not going to make as much regular oil for the regular people like you and I, and they're going to be focusing on making more jet fuel and diesel fuel. And that reason is only because they can make more money from those particular products than they make from regular gas, which is causing the price of regular gas to actually increase because of the amount that they have in the refineries right now. This is just total sabotage, guys. This is horrible. The government needs to do something, guys. And luckily, I did find an article that talks about there is a new bill that was just introduced. And this bill is going to set gas price limits and prevent exploitative cost hikes. It's headed for a House vote. This could be some good news in regards to the increase in gas prices. Nancy Pelosi announced a bill that would crack down on exploitative gas prices. The bill is headed for the House for a vote, but is unlikely to garner the necessary Republican support for this particular bill. Now, Nancy Pelosi and other Democrats said that oil companies are taking advantage of an international crisis right now, which is the one that is going on in Ukraine. And so Nancy Pelosi has introduced this particular bill that could potentially prevent them from doing exactly what these oil companies are actually doing. Congress will be voting on this bill sometime next week, which would prohibit excessive gas price increases. So guys, keep your eyes out for this particular bill, and hopefully the Democrats as well as the Republicans vote in favor of this bill to actually prevent these oil companies from making these gas prices go up extremely the way they have been doing over the past few months, guys. This is horrible. I mean, the other day when I filled up my truck, which is around 30 gallons, man, it cost me about $125, guys. This is horrible. Luckily, I don't have a car note, guys, so that kind of offsets the gas prices right now for me and myself. But I know you guys are struggling out there right now. A lot of people are struggling, guys, and I understand it. I feel your pain. I hope this changes within the next month or so, guys. But in other news, guys, hey, we saw last week where the House ended up passing that bill to provide $40 billion in Ukrainian aid. Yes, guys, that bill ended up passing in the House, and we just had this vote come up in the Senate in which they passed the bill as well. Although that bill was hit with a little bit of a wall because there were several people that voted against this bill. And one of those people was Rand Paul. he actually blocked that bill from passing in the vote in the Senate. Yes, right here, this article talks about Rand Paul blocks the quick passage of the $40 billion bill for a Ukrainian aid package. This particular legislation has been approved overwhelmingly by the House and has strong bipartisan support in the Senate. But Rand Paul, he actually put a pause on this bill from passing. That didn't last very long, guys. That bill was eventually passed over to the Senate, in which they did vote in favor of this bill. But we do want to talk about this particular Republican Senator Rand Paul trying to block this bill, saying that, look, hey, we don't need to send this much money to the Ukrainians. We need to focus on taking care of our own people here in the United States, and sending $40 billion to Ukraine when we can't even spend $5-10 billion on the United States is just a horrible thing to do, which I will say I will agree with that, guys. I do understand that we want to be the biggest humanitarian in supporting and sending more aid to those Ukrainians right now, but sending $40 billion after we've already sent around $3-6 billion already. I mean, come on now. I know the Ukrainians need more equipment. They need more military. They need more money. However, the United States and the Americans in this country are struggling right now as well. And if they could just split this $40 billion bill in half and spend $20 billion on the American people in providing another fourth stimulus check, and then sending $20 billion to the Ukrainians, that would be an amazing compromise, wouldn't you think? But anyways, guys, Rand Paul ended up blocking this bill just for a little while before it ended up going to the Senate for its approval. But Rand Paul, he also urged Congress, hey, why don't we go ahead and figure out a way to send $1,000 stimulus checks for every American. Let's do that instead of providing this Ukrainian aid. Yes, that's what this article right here talks about, guys. It says that Representative Senator Rand Paul urges $1,000 for every American over Ukrainian aid. Now, it says that the Republican Jim Banks has suggested it would be better to give each American $1,000 rather than providing Ukraine with a new aid package due to be passed by the Senate, which was done just a couple of days ago. Now, Representative Banks, who represents Indiana's 3rd Congressional District, told Fox News on Friday that the nearly $40 billion in aid that has been approved by the House of Representatives could be used to give Americans $1,000 each. And guys, do you guys agree with this? I hope you guys do, but I believe in this. I believe that they should be sending some of this money to the American people, and they should send more than $1,000 each. I mean, come on now, $40 billion. We can afford to at least give every American $2,500. Wouldn't you guys agree with that? But anyways, guys, hey, we have to root for this particular Republican, Jim Banks, because he obviously is rooting for the American people instead of sending more money to another country that we don't have any relation with. Guys, I hope you would support this bill if it does come up. But yes, a fourth stimulus check of another $1,000 would definitely help the American people right now, especially those low-income families. They are really struggling right now with the increase in inflation at gas prices as well as grocery prices, guys. I mean, this is an amazing idea right here. Hopefully, this picks up a little more traction in Congress. But hey, on top of that, guys, hey, we also have 11 Senate Republicans who also opposed of advancing this particular aid for the Ukrainians. So there are a lot of people in Congress right now, a lot of lawmakers that are pushing against this $40 billion package of aid sent to the Ukrainians. They believe that we should send some of this money directly to the American people in this country. And I definitely agree with this, guys. Do you agree with me as well? Let me know down below in the comment section. I would love to hear on your take in regards to this humanitarian aid for the Ukrainians right now in this invasion by Russia. But anyways, guys, hey, I hope all this information in this video was helpful to you today. Well, anyways, guys, hey, that's all I have for you today. Now, if you enjoyed this type of content and you want to see more, hey, go ahead and subscribe to the channel right now. It's totally free. And if you like this video, then go ahead and hit that like button for us. It really helps out this channel. And it tells YouTube to share this video with others. But anyways, guys, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching. And I hope to see you on the next video.